Hello everybody, welcome to another in the series of ABC, Alyson's beginner card making series. This is the fifth one, and today we're going to discuss Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is a kit that comes to your door once a month. You can subscribe, you can pause yourself for a month or two, but I wouldn't recommend that you do that. And this one is especially nice because it's the 10th anniversary. It started in 2013 in March. So this is the 10th one that we've got, and this is what comes inside the box. So you always get a little stamp spot. Typically you get one stamp set when it's an anniversary month. In March they always treat us to something extra. In this month we got an extra stamp set, and then there are all the ingredients you could possibly need to make the cards in the instructions. It comes with full colour instructions. It comes with a little suggestion of things that you can do anniversary for Stampin' Up. But as it happens today, March 26, 2023, is my 1 year anniversary of starting my little YouTube venture. So this time last year was the first day that I put a video out into YouTube land. They always come with envelopes, and they come in a pretty nice collector's box. What I do, however, I also forgot to mention that they come with the glue dots and the dimensionals. I know in quite a few of the videos that I do, I'll say, oh, we got all these dimensionals left over from Paper Pumpkin, and here is the stash that I received. I will go ahead and, oh my gosh, show you a few boxes. These are boxes of spots, stamping spots that I have got from all the Paper Pumpkin boxes. As you know, I typically use my big pads, but there is a spot the same, does exactly the same job, just a little bit smaller. And in your first kit, you will receive a stamping block. It's a D block. It's not quite as ergonomic as the ones that you can buy from the catalogue that I first recommended in the Where Do I Even Begin video, but let me tell you, this one does the job. This does the job with this spot the same as the regular D block does with the big ink pad. So without further ado, let me get started. I'm going to pop the envelopes off to one side because we aren't mailing them anywhere. But as you can see, it's got a coordinated top. Sometimes they have a colour coordinated inside. And when I do my alternate ideas, I sometimes cut the envelopes down, but we're not going to do that today. Just so you get an idea, we're going to start and do one of each of the cards that they have recommended in the full colour instructions. So we'll get, they actually show you originally what you need for each card, and then it breaks it down a little bit deeper as to what you use to make each individual card. So we'll go ahead and make the first card. I'm not going to stamp the greeting because sometimes I like to individualize that, but if you look at the stamp sets that you've got, there's an awful lot of choice there. It's just the one they've shown to demonstrate happens to use, you know, a particular set of words, but we'll go through the whole process. So there are some gold happies, which are very nice. There are some die cut leaves. There are extra pieces. There are the little banners that you can stamp onto. And there's a whole slew of more die cut leaves. As I say, everything is die cut for you. You don't have to have dies. You don't even really need a pair of scissors, to be quite honest, although they're always handy to have in the sidelines. So we'll start with card one, and you need the one that looks like a bookcase. It's already scored. You just fold it in half and give it a press. Or because we're professionals now, we'll give it a nice rub with our bone folder. And then they suggest the leaves and the little embellishments that you need to go on. So what I did was I already went ahead and added the glue dots to the back of the 3 leaves that they recommend that you use for this card. So let me just get those out. We need one of these green ones, and they just quickly pop out. We need the ferny fern one, the wriggly fern I like to call this. That one, oops. And then we need the one with the green and pink leaves on it. So I even put my glue dots in the same spaces that they recommended. So what we need to do is, technically you go ahead and you stamp the greeting. You put the stamp on the block, you stamp it with the ink, boom, onto there. But like I said, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to choose actually a different card to do mine with. So we've got the bookcase. Then we're just going to attach the leaves in the area that they've recommended. So we just need to pop the back off the glue dots. It's quick and easy. Oops. And put that there-ish. I mean, I don't think there's a right and a wrong. You just pop it on where you think it will best go. A little bit of individuality of being creative, isn't it? You can actually put them where you want. These are just suggestions, but I have to say they're rather nice suggestions, so I'll follow them as best I can. So we'll pop that one on there. And then last but not least, we'll pop the third one on. Oops. Pop the glue dots off and stick it on. It's already looking rather lovely. And then what they've suggested is you use the pink flower pot. So let me find the set. Here's the set that we just took it out of, pink flower pot. Pop that out nicely. Again, just quickly scooch the backs off the glue dots. And then stand it on the bookcase so it looks like it's not floating in midair. And then what we would do is we would take the stamped greeting that we stamped on one of these little pieces, attach dimensionals to the back of it, and that greeting would then go here to the side. And that, my friends, is a really lovely pre-made card. There are words and greetings that could go on the inside. So attach it with dimensionals, put a greeting on the inside, grab one of the envelopes and send it off to your lucky recipient. The paper pumpkin is just, I don't know, I love it. It's just so quick and easy and fabulous, and they're so impressive cards. It's just, it makes my heart happy. So we'll move on to card number 2, which is the one that's got the arched window. And when I was growing up, there was a children's program, and they called Play School. It's for preschoolers. Yeah, I've got a good memory, a long memory. And they used to go and show us basically how is something made. And there was a round window, a square window, and an arched window. And it used to be, let's look through whatever shape window. So when I saw this card, I don't know, it just made my heart happy because, oh, through the arched window, how lovely. So again, we'll fold it in half, score it with the bone folder, although it does actually get a lovely sharp crease, this one. And then again, what we would do would be to take one of the stamp phrases and stamp it first and set it off to one side. But of course, say it with me, people, we're not stamping this time. But then we're actually going to put the three leaves that make up this card on to. So we need the second of the green leaves, which I've already attached the glue dots to the back of. So we need that one. And we need one of these lovely big colourful ones. This is really lovely. And then we need, let me just look and see which one I've put the glue dots on. That's probably easier than trying to keep turning the page. So those are the 3 that we're going to attach, and as you can see, you simply attach them into the corner, and I guess you can choose the order in which you attach them. Oops, come on off. So pop off the glue dots. Glue dots are great. The nice thing is, if you even want to put them into a space that's quite narrow, you can do that, because then they will roll. You can actually make them a little bit smaller than they need to be. But it just turns out that all of the leaves where they've suggested you attach them in this instance are actually wide enough for the size of the glue dot. So I think this is turning into being a video of how to pull the backing off glue dots, but I'll do it as fast as I can without looking too rushed. Whoops. You don't want to let it overhang the side of the card, of course, because then it will get bent and crushed when you pop it into the envelope. So the other nice thing about the paper pumpkin, of course, other than building yourself up a lovely collection of ink spots, is you build yourself up a lovely collection of all the stamps. And when I've finished doing this card, I will show you what I typically do with mine. So here is a little bit of extra, which just looks like it's hanging out of the pot. So we'll take more glue dots off. Oh my gosh. And then we'll get the purple pot for this one, which is in this. Oh look, I didn't attach the glue dots to the back of this purple pot in particular. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my tape runner, cheater, and attach that. So let's see how this goes. It looks, this sits on the shelf, of course, and this one just hangs out the side. And then we'll take the greeting that we haven't stamped and we'll pop dimensionals on the back, which come out of the lovely collection that they give you, and pop it there. And that would be the second card, this one, out of the kit. So like I was saying, you get to keep the stamps obviously forever. It's not like you have to turn them back in. And these are all the stamps that I've saved. And what I did was, this is a Stampin' Up photo album. I'll actually put the item number, link the item number into the bottom for you. And then I just cut 4x6 cardstock and stamped it on. So now I can look through and see seasonal, and then obviously goes into Valentine's, and then all the free sets. And I thought this was a nice handy dandy way of keeping them all corralled together, and then easy to flip through rather than having to go through all the boxes. So last but not least, let's get on to the final card. Obviously we're only making one, you get 3 of each project, so I'll pop those off to one side and I will bring in the third card. Oops, knocking myself, which is a lovely polka dot. And this one is going to do, we're going to do it landscape as opposed to portrait, and then we're going to dig through all the mess we've just created, find the bone folder. And then what we need to do is take one of these 3 pieces. I've already gone ahead and attached the dimensionals to it, and then it's going to get popped in the middle. But what we need to do is find the purple flowers, and the purple flowers actually, the glue dots go on the front because they're going to attach. So they're peeking out from the back. They're not going to go down onto anything. They're just going to be suspended from the back of this little piece. So we've got one that looks like this. And then the other one with its handy dandy little glue dots is going to go at the bottom. I mean, you can't go wrong with full colour instructions. I just think it's great. It's so lovely. So we've got, oops, get in there so you can see where they're going on the back. The glue dots facing this way will keep them up. Actually, I want to move that just a smidge, so it's more at an angle. And then we'll just peel the backing papers off the dimensionals, which we've done a few times before already. But it's nice to think that you get so many supplies that you've got enough to make some really pretty cards, really professional looking numbers, but then also enough that you can make alternate ideas and all sorts of extras. So the final card has the double green. So let me just see which of the double greens I put the glue dots on the back of. I mean, typically you would go ahead and pull out the piece that you want and then attach the glue dots. I just did this for, well, I would say quickness, but you know, it's sort of slow enough watching the backings coming off, but to watch the dots go on as well. So we've got the area done, and you can see on the picture again where it's suggesting that you put it. So we'll just stick it to there, and then we've got the textured pot, which is on the same one that the two greetings came out of. This is the one that I've attached these glue dots to. This is nice because it's got like a little texture. So we'll put that on there. And then you would, of course, take one of the banners and stamp a greeting on. And this one, I'm actually going to stamp it on, but I am going to use my big ink pad, and then I'm going to find anniversary, pop it in the middle of the block, ink it up gently, and then put it on. And then we're going to find the gold, the luscious gold. There are 3 golden happies because you get to make 3 of each card. So we'll pull these out. Pop the backings off. This is going to be really nice with the gold, I have to say. I made the cards in order that they were in the instructions, but I thought, oh, how lovely that. It's almost like they saved the best till last. So we'll pop the happy on, and then we'll pop some dimensionals on back of the greeting. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. On the instructions, if it's a little black dot, it's a glue dot, and if it's an open hexagon, they mean dimensional. So we'll do that. Pop that on, put it in the place, and there you have it. And the reason I made this happy anniversary as opposed to happy birthday that they did in the sample was, again, because this is my anniversary of 1 year ago that I started making my videos. So best fun ever. If you would like to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, I will put the link for my demonstrator, you know, that you could sign up with me. I would love if you would sign up with me. You just subscribe. Like I say, you can pause it, it will come to your door. I'm going to start a series of alternate ideas, but I think this is very doable. It helps you build up an awesome collection of ink spots and stamps, particularly for a beginner stamper. So if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe. If you want to leave a comment or ask any questions, please pop it in the description box below. In the descriptions, like I say, I will have a link to the Paper Pumpkin site and any other pertinent information that I think you will be able to use. And after that, I just remains to say thanks so much for watching.